Hey teachers, in this episode I'm going to teach you the 5 ways that you can use video games to help you engage boys in your classroom. Let's get into it. Now, I will say that these strategies do work for girls as well, but with video games, you're probably aware that the biggest demographic that plays video games is boys. And so there are some strategies that game designers understand about the way that gamers think and the way that they engage. And some of these strategies, I believe, will apply to your classroom and maybe the reason that you are struggling to engage boys in your classroom. Now, before I get into it, at Karma Classrooms, we're all about helping teachers establish and maintain calm, learning-focused environments. So don't forget to subscribe and follow on whichever channel you're tuning in on so that you don't miss any of our episodes. We're putting out episodes and blogs every week to help you be the best teacher you can be. All right, here it is. Strategy number 1 that game designers understand about engaging their audience is this. They always start their games with very clear mission objectives. Now, whether it's a game on an iPhone or whether it's a very complex multi-level game on an Xbox or a PlayStation, almost every game starts with some kind of backstory that introduces the characters and introduces the mission executive. One of the things that boys go through, or one of the processes that boys go through when they are approaching any task, is they have to assess the reason why they're doing the task, and they have to assess the level of commitment that they have to put into completing the task. And before they start anything, they really need to know why they're doing it and what level of commitment is going to be required. And so this is where mission objectives become imperative, or in the classroom, you may call it a lesson objective. But whatever it is, you need to take the time at the beginning of every activity, of every lesson, of every task. You need to help them understand the why of what they're doing and understand what commitment level is going to be required of them as they do it. So that's the first one. Clear mission objective. The second thing you need to look at when you're trying to engage boys in the classroom is this, that in video games, the way that the gamer learns how to play a new game is they learn as they play. So at each stage of the game, there is a new lesson that needs to be learned. At each level, they will introduce a new task, a new skill, a new aspect of understanding the game at a deeper level. And so this is where differentiation really comes in. You need to design your lessons in such a way that at each level, they are learning a new skill. They're not just learning the lesson itself, but you're teaching them the skill that applies to implementing that lesson, whether it's a writing skill, whether it's a thinking skill, whatever it may be, you're teaching them a skill as they go. Boys especially learn hands-on. So if you can design lessons that helps them to get their hands into something, that are practically oriented, what you will find is they learn as they do, rather than trying to just give them a bunch of theoretical knowledge and then send them away to do the task. Help them to find ways of learning as they do, and they will be more engaged in the task at hand. Okay, number 3 is this. Game designers build their games with incremental success. Almost no game exists where you have to complete 100% with 100% success rate before you advance to the next level. Most games will let you advance to the next level with only 60% success at the beginning. Because what they want to do is they want to keep the tension between challenging the player and not making it so hard that they give up. And so almost every game at the beginning of the game will give them incremental success. They will let them feel like they're progressing, let them feel like they're being successful, even if they're not performing at 100% of the proficiency of the game. But what does happen is the longer the game goes, the higher the proficiency level becomes. It becomes harder because they want to keep challenging the player. They don't want to leave it easy the whole way. They don't want to make it so that anybody could just do it. You have to work at it, but at the early stages of the game, there is always a low bar for success, and that bar gets raised at every step. If you want to keep the boys engaged, let them feel success early on, but don't don't make it easy all the way through. Step that success level up as you go. Then they will feel challenged, but they will also feel like they can actually achieve what you're asking them to achieve. All right, number 4 is this. Games provide regular feedback all throughout the game. So, if you think about a game on the iPhone that was really popular a couple of years ago was Subway Surfers, and as you went through the game, you were constantly collecting coins, and it would give you a running tally, but then every so often at every level you would have opportunities to buy certain things and upgrade certain aspects of the character, and so there was constant reinforcement that you were making progress, whether it's coins or gems or dings or well dones. There's a constant feedback loop in video games that tells the player, hey, you're doing great, keep on going. We need more of that in classes. We need more constant positive reinforcement to keep our students motivated. Boys thrive on positive reinforcement. And so as they're progressing, whether they're doing well or they're doing badly, you need to find something to praise them about, something to keep them going, and don't make them wait. Don't do prizes that they have to wait till the end of the week before they get some kind of feedback on their behavior or their performance. Give them regular gratification in the area of encouragement, and what will happen is it will motivate them to keep going. And the further they go, the better the reinforcement gets, but it just keeps them motivated. It keeps them on task for longer. So that's a regular positive reinforcement. And the 5th thing is this. The ultimate benchmark or the ultimate goal is set high. Almost all video games have a final level that is really hard. You don't get to finish the final level unless you're really high in your proficiency. You don't get to say that you've completed the game unless you've worked hard to get to the end. So the whole concept of everybody feeling like a winner and everybody receiving a prize devalues the effort of those that are willing to put in the extra time and the extra effort to reach the highest levels. It's really important that you give opportunities for your high performers to feel like their effort was well deserved and that they actually get some kind of recognition for being at that top level. And here's something interesting about boys as well. Because boys are very competitive, boys don't respect games where everybody wins. Boys want to know that ultimately there's going to be a winner. If they're going to put effort in, if they're going to expend energy and time to learn the rules and the strategies of a game, and we're alluding to lessons being games at this stage, so stay with me. But if a boy is going to put the effort and energy into being good at something, they need to know that it's worth their time. They need to know it's worth their effort. And any game that has everybody winning and doesn't have an ultimate winner, most boys will not respect, and very often they will check out of the game or they will not put their best foot forward. Even if they know that they can't be the ultimate winner, they need something to aspire to. They need to know that the highest level is actually going to be rewarded differently to everybody else. So don't be afraid to give opportunities for your high performers to succeed and to be celebrated. That doesn't diminish the lower performers. It doesn't diminish the ones that struggle to be at the top level, but it does encourage them to keep going. It keeps them motivated. It values their effort, and it values the effort of those that are performing at a high level. So that's 5 ways that I see video games helping you to engage boys in your classroom, and this will apply to girls as well. So the first thing was that you need to have a clear mission objective. Every lesson, every task needs to have a why, and it needs to be very clear about what effort is required to complete it successfully. The second thing is this: create opportunities to learn as they go. Boys are practical. They need to do hands-on activities. They learn as they work. Third thing is this: incremental success. Make sure that at the early stages of learning a task that they have opportunities to feel like they're succeeding. Don't just have the one high benchmark, the one final exam, the one final assessment that gives them an indication if they're progressing. Give them incremental success so that they stay motivated to keep going. Fourth is regular positive feedback. keeps them playing for longer or keeps them learning for longer. So find positive ways to encourage your boys, to encourage them to keep going. And the final thing is this: make the ultimate benchmark high. Celebrate those that put in the effort and put in the extra time to work at the highest level. Don't devalue their effort and devalue their time by making everybody the same. You've got to celebrate those high performers as well as giving opportunities for your low performers to feel success as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you got a ton of value out of that episode. Don't forget to comment and let us know what you thought, or if you have specific topics you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments, and make sure you share and like if you know that somebody else will enjoy the content that we're producing. Until next time, I'm Tarun Stevenson for Karma Classrooms.